Okay, we are getting ready to go. We have the main up, you can see. We are leaving Charlottesville upon immigration's instructions, which I'm still not happy about. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm sailing down to Mount Irvine today, and we will stop there overnight, and then I'll decide tomorrow morning how far into Trinidad I go. I'm thinking about Grande Riviere, but I've been told it's a super rolly anchorage, even though it's a nice place to visit. But I might try and do the trek down to past Maracas, where the Venezuelan boats hang out overnight. Well, they hang out there during the day actually, and they go fishing at night. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So let's go and do these mooring lines. I'm just towing the dinghy, so the stand will just stay here. I might bring it into the cockpit in a little while, but it'll be okay for now. So let's go and drop these mooring lines, and then we'll be off. All right, one's off. The second one now. And this is the boat's facing in exactly the right direction, which is cool. And we are off. Let's take these mooring lines down here. There you go, we're off. There we go. We are starting to swing. Just need some breeze in the main. Here we go. We have some breeze in the main. There's the mooring. Herb on the Neil 40 is going to join me. Let's ease this main. Okay, you can see Herb is screaming away there on his very lightweight trimaran. I've only got the main up with 2 reefs because there's a bit of work jibing because of the inner forestay. So I have just jibed, obviously because of the wind direction. And we want to go between these rocks here and where are the sisters? Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so there's the sisters. And then the second set of rocks here. So we'll go out on this jibe for a couple of miles at least, and then we want to head down the coast here and around that corner. And I'm going to Mount Irvine, as I mentioned earlier, just for the night. It's only about 14 miles away, but at the moment I'm only doing a couple of knots of speed. But once we get out here a little bit, there'll be probably some current in our favour. But yeah, Herb's getting along quite nicely. Actually, I might put the genoa out. Oh, the camera just fell over. And the receiver has fallen off. Which has gone where? Where did that go? Where are we? There's Herb. So as you can see, he's jibed already. He's definitely going faster than me. And I've only just put the genoa out again because the angle was just not good. The VMG was not good. And he was sailing at a bit of a higher angle than me. Obviously much better speed. So we'll probably head out to roughly where he is and jibe back again myself. But he's going to cross me easily. I've got the fishing line out for the very first time with the new reel. So it'd be nice to catch a fish. Some of you will be wondering, why am I towing the dinghy? It's such a big effort to get it on deck. And this is just a 14 mile, well, as the crow flies, a 14 mile passage. And I just felt as though it wasn't worth it, just in case I need it when we get to Mount Irvine. It's definitely slowing me down, but you know, we've got all day to get there, so it doesn't bother me. I'm not sure how well you can see it there because I can't see it on the screen. But we've got 13.2, 13.5 knots, 10 knots apparent wind. So for you that aren't familiar with an apparent wind speed, the true wind speed obviously is the true wind speed. And then what essentially you do is you subtract the speed of the boat when you're going downwind with the wind. You're pretty well subtracting the boat speed off the wind speed, and that gives you your apparent wind speed. So that's the amount of wind that is coming over the directly over the bow of the boat, moving forward. So over ground we are doing about 4 knots according to Navionics, in other words the GPS. So that's okay. Not that far behind Herb, really, considering I just had the main up for quite some time there. You can see we are rolling quite a bit here. It's kind of nice that we're getting a real taste of passage making, because effectively we are in the, well, officially we're probably in the Caribbean Sea still, but that's the Atlantic. That's the Atlantic out there. If you keep going that way, that's Africa. Goodbye, Charlottesville. And there's that creaking of the companionway that I forgot about. But in some way, just that creaking is a, I don't know, it's a little bit of a, what would you call it? Would you call it a sentimental sound? I don't think so. Wow. I think maybe we're going to be looking at jibing very soon. Yeah. The genoa's collapsing. Let's have a look at what angles we've got. Well, it's shifting about a bit. We've got from 149, 145 to 160 something I saw there. This is apparent wind I'm talking about. 166, it just, but that's the indicator flicking around up there a bit as well. Between 10 and 11 knots wind speed. We're doing 3.2 knots, which is a little bit slow for trawling. But you never know. We might find a fish that's tempted. And I think we will jibe very soon, which means furling the genoa again, which is a little bit of a pain, but anyway, it is what it is. So let's do that. Well, we've made a little bit of progress, but it's slow going. Speed through the water is only 3.5 knots at the moment, according to the log. There are the sisters. We've jibed back, as you can see. It's pretty rolly. Well, they're not too bad. We're going with it at the moment, so it's actually not too bad. It's probably about 1.5 metre swell. Okay, we are coming up to the sisters now, at the opposite side from coming up. And wow, that's quite an impressive outcrop of rocks, and kind of scary at the same time. Herb is well out in front. You can see him there. But we're doing around 5 knots now, a little bit over 5 knots. We've got a much nicer angle. Got the 2 reefs in the main, full genoa out. I could have the full main out, but it's just convenience. I'm not going to go that much faster. We're going to get there about 1 o'clock anyway, so I'm completely happy with that. Alright, let's just go and check the depth. Alright, Navionics time again. There's the tip of Tobago.
Tell me what you're thinking, give me what you're drinking.
Of course, it would be very, very nice if we had a visit from some dolphins now, wouldn't it? That would be very cool. I'm going to change the angle in just a sec, and we will be going even faster.
You and me, I can think this was never meant to happen.
We'll come up 10 degrees on the autopilot. Let's see what that does to speed. It should be a little bit more comfortable as well. It's so nice to sail. No engine. It's very, very nice. But yeah, it looks like some beautiful little bays along the way here. And Herb's just about to check out Englishman's Bay. Let's see if we can see him here. There he is. But it looks as though he's had a quick sticky beak and is coming back out again. Which means I might catch him because he's not going to have a very good angle now. So we are heading down to that far point there. You know, the main doesn't look too bad for such an old sail. With those patches, you can see up the leech there. I think she's not too bad. We'll get a little bit more life out of her yet. I must say it is nice passaging, just sailing. It's been a long time, So a lot of the Atlantic crossing was not dissimilar to this, conditions-wise. But yes, it's very, very pleasant. Just looking out here, contemplating things. It does kind of remind me of the previous passaging and how I would just sit here and really just take it in. Well, I'm trying to figure out where Herb went. Oh, maybe he's tucked right around the corner in here. Oh, he is actually. There you go. Look at that. Wow. So let's see if I can zoom in here and show you. There he is. It actually looks like he's still got his main up. So he must be just stopping very temporarily. Maybe waiting for me to go by and he's going to come back out again perhaps. But yeah, looks like it's maybe a nice little spot in there. Maybe quite protected. Looks as though he's got a local boat close to him, but I might be wrong. Not sure if he's anchored or not. I'm guessing he is. But I'm going to keep going. Otherwise, although maybe we should go in and have a look. Maybe. Let's do that. So we're just going to come in here for a little bit of a sticky beak. Although I'm not sure whether there's room for me as well. There's these fishing boats plus Herb. Might be a little bit tricky, but looks like a nice little bay. And it could be quite flat actually. Sea-wise, I mean. Flat water. Looking kind of nice. But this is where we were heading, and we still might do that. But maybe we could stop here for lunch, perhaps. Anyway, let's have a look. So it does look pretty in here, but I'm not going to stay. Herb said it's rocky on the bottom, and yeah, I don't want any issues, obviously. It looks very pretty, but I'll keep going down to Mount Irvine. So this is Castara or some name like that. I'll have to look it up again later. But yeah, very pretty bay. Okay, I changed my mind and decided to anchor. But I'm not sure if I'm dragging or not. I'm not 100% comfortable getting off the boat. Herb has just invited me for lunch. I mean, I am very close. I can be over here in literally a second. So maybe I'll pull down the sail. It takes a couple of minutes to hoist again. Yes, have a look at how beautiful this is. What a pretty spot. Again, I'll have to look up the name of the bay, which I'll do right now. So this is Castara Bay. Castara Bay, Tobago. Very Caribbean. Okay, I've just left Herb in that, again I've forgotten the name, in that lovely little bay. Just had a really delicious lunch. Kingfish, spinach in some sort of sauce, potatoes, and what else did we have? That might have been it. But anyway, it was delicious. So I've decided, I was dragging anchor by the way, so I ended up quite close to Herb, which was okay because I was on the boat in 2 seconds. But I have decided to leave Herb there and I'm going to Mount Irvine. Herb's decided to stay there. Hopefully the holding will be okay for him there, but I'm going down to Mount Irvine, which is that very distant point. So we've got a bit of breeze again. When I had a look just before, it was about 13 knots. So pretty nice. Much wind, so the main does not want to go out easily. There we go, it's going out now. A little bit more. Here comes a bit of a puff. Maybe just a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. That'll do me, I think. It's right on the spreaders. And the jib we could just let off a little bit more as well. So let's do that. We need to go around that next point to the next beach, which is Mount Irvine. Just there. Well, I'm pretty sure that's it, or it might be the next one. Anyway, it's one of those. Oh, it could be a bit rolly here though. I can see some waves breaking on the shore there. Let's turn off the engine for this last little bit, shall we? Obviously we're going to slow right down, but that's okay. Just be nice to come in here under sail. Look at this. Okay, we're coming into Mount Irvine. Might be a little bit rolly. I think if we can get in close enough it'll be alright. Wow, it looks different from the water. It's amazing. Wow, I think there's a boat on the beach. I think a boat's been washed up on the beach. Okay, here we are in Mount Irvine, Tobago. There's a nice little bar at the beach there. I've been here before, as I mentioned before, I think, when I came over for my eye operations, and stayed up on the hill here somewhere in an Airbnb. It's a different place, as are most places when you visit them from the sea. It's hard to see on the video. You've just got this gentle swell. I think you can see it there in the video. Look at that. It's definitely rolling a lot. Okay, we have left Mount Irvine. That's Buku Reef in there, I'm pretty sure. And there's lots of boats out here on this side. It's obviously a very popular fishing spot. Want to stay well clear of there. That's a serious reef. That's the direction we want to be heading. Next stop, Trinidad. Yeah, look how rolly this is. Anyway, won't be for too long. We'll just get around this corner and then we should have a nice sailing angle. So these are the things you've got to be very, very careful of. They might be just long lines. I've got no idea, to be honest. At least they're visible. But imagine sailing through here at night time. You can certainly get caught out by them. Whoops. I think she's going to want to jibe in a sec. So we might just have to accelerate that. Wow. She's rolly, man. Alright, avionics time. Okay, as you can see we've jibed over. Oh, and it's so much quieter without towing the dinghy. It's nice. Wow, what a lure. Within, I'm not exaggerating, 5 minutes, we got this guy on the line. I'm going to put him out of his misery in just a sec. Sorry, mate, but thank you at the same time. I've got to find out what you are first, because if you're no good for eating, I'll put you back. Some serious rain over there. Wow, look at this fella. And a good size. I literally had the lure out for 5 minutes. The new lure. So she is 30, 50, 60, 70, 80 centimeters. Woohoo! That's a decent fish. And this is the lure. For just literally 5 minutes. And then bang, off it went. First time I've used it. What a lure. Alright, this is where I'm heading to, Trinidad. There's a fair bit of current. Hopefully I can get there before dark. It's only about 25 miles. But I've certainly got to increase the speed. Once we get into some maybe better breeze once we pass this headland proper. Wow! We have some strong heavy rain and some breeze. I've just got the main up. Not sure if you can see that. I took the genoa down, which I'm happy I did. Hopefully it's not going to be like this for too long. It should be passing us by, kind of. Fingers crossed. This is a test for the boat. I still haven't put that fish away, which I'll do now. I need to bag it, put it in the fridge. Well, this is a little bit disappointing. I've decided to turn back to Trinidad, to Tobago, I mean, because the current was getting the better of me. There's no way I was going to make Grande Riviere, no way. And I would have been sailing into the night, which I don't want to do. There it is up there. I ended up way off track very quickly. As I just showed you before, we went through a massive rain squall with 20 plus knots. And it just wasn't looking good for getting back. So I think I'll try and do it in one go tomorrow to at least where the Venezuelan fishing boats hang out. So I'll leave really early in the morning, maybe maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. That's the rain squall that just passed over us. It was heavy, really heavy. I've got the motor on. Unfortunately, again, just to be able to get back, I've got about an hour and a half to go. So we'll get there about 4. I'll choose a different anchorage this time, hopefully less rolly. But yeah, the seas are quite big. I reckon that's probably a 2 metre swell, I would say. And then there's a chop on top of that. A bit of deja vu happening here. At least this time I'm more familiar with the coastline. So you can see it's a little bit rolly, but mostly it's pretty nice. Hey guys, if you made it to the end of this video, well done, and thanks for your support. It would be very helpful and very much appreciated if you haven't already to hit that subscribe button. And join me next time as I have another crack at sailing back to Trinidad. Oh, we've got a fish. I think we've got a fish. I think we have.